it's Karen, and today I'm going to make these cute autumn paperclip embellishments. And I used a set that was a framelit set by Stampin' Up! From last year. It's called Fun Fall Framelit Dies, and in it, it has a bunch of different dies. I like to get the Halloween and the autumn, all the seasonal ones, because when you pair them up with the new ones, you've got some pretty unique looking things. So anyway, this one had 3 different pumpkins, some little leaves, and a ghost. So I also have the matching stamp set that goes with it, but I'm just going to work to show you how easy it is just to make some simple paperclip embellishments that are good for any type of scrapbooking, paper crafting, project life, pocket letters, or your planners or journals. You could even just clip it on your calendar, just anything. So these are real cute, and I'm going to show you how I make them right now. Okay, the first thing I'm going to use is my Big Shot. And it's going to be hard for you to see me do this. I am going to work backwards so that you can watch. For those of you who have never seen a Big Shot or have never used a Big Shot, it's very simple. You just put your cardstock down, and that's going to be for some leaves. I'm wondering if I couldn't get the color just a little bit better. That's supposed to be a green. I'm thinking maybe if I move it a little bit more. Let me see if I can adjust the lighting a little bit better to help. All right, that looks more like green. All right, and then I also had already cut out some pumpkins using the pumpkin framelits. And what I'm going to cut out right now is the, I'm going to go with all 3 of the pumpkins just to show you what I did. So I already have my pumpkins cut out. I already have my cardstock on here. And I do want to show you just what I did to make the stems. I took a scrap so that I'm not wasting any. I have this thing about waste. And it doesn't really matter where you put it, because all you really need on this is going to be the little stem. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those. And I'm also going to take this little leaf right here. I'm going to put that on the green. When you're working with the Stampin' Up! Cardstock, you can usually cut 2 layers at a time of any one of the die cuts, except for when you have something super intricate. So what you're going to do, I have my my platform, I have my cards, and then I have my cutting plate, I have my cardstock, and here is my top cutting plate. And this holds it all together. You want your edges here all the way around to line up, and you just start pushing it in until the handle, this, I guess you really can't see the handle starts to turn, and then you just crank it through. Then what you'll have is your cutting plate and your platform, and you just can push out your pieces that you die cut. Okay, I know that looks funny, but we just wanted the stem. And I knew I could get those out of here without starting on a new piece of paper. Sometimes the ideas I come up with are just so I can use up my scraps. So the next thing that I did, I got some paper to work on, and I pushed my stems out. Usually they'll come right out, but that one was a little one. And I have one of this pumpkin, and you can see how the stem matches right there on the top. And I have one of the little pumpkins, and you can see how this stem right here fits right on the top. Some of you that have the electronic e-cutters for die cutting, it's kind of almost the same thing. You're just, you know, cutting your different pieces out of different colors and putting them on your base. And I don't have any of the other size, so I will just work with what I have. So this one cut pretty nicely to fit right on there. This one I do have to cut off the excess, and I try to give it a little bit of a different shape. I don't cut that straight across. Nothing that you ever see growing is straight across. I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that might be. All right, and then I'm just getting off the extra. Sometimes when you are just using the die for the first time or the first couple of times, you get a little excess on it. All right, so we have our little stems and we have our pumpkins. We need 2 for the front and 1 for the back. I like to have a finished back. So what I'm going to do is put a leaf on my small pumpkin and put the stem on, so you can see how I assembled that. And with the leaf, I did the same thing. I cut in just a little, so it's not straight across. And I really love paper snips. They have the sharpest little point on those to get in those really tight little places. So there's my leaf, here's my stem, and here's my 3 pieces for my pumpkin. You don't have to use a paper clip. You could just use these for embellishments on your greeting cards. But I have 3 granddaughters, and they all love little things like this. So I'm going to make a bunch of them, and I'll be sending them in some of my fall pocket letters, and maybe even making some Project Life cards. I think we're doing our family photo shoot next month when the leaves start to turn like we did last year. So this will be great for my paper, or for my Project Life. All right, so now the first thing I did, I took a bottom. This will be my bottom piece. I put glue, and you can see I'm working with the Tombow right on the cardstock so I don't get big clumps of glue. It'll help when we're putting everything together so it doesn't ooze out. And I just set this right on top of the other die cut pumpkin. That's going to give it a little more stability and a little bit more thickness so that when we do put the paper clip on, you can see that the paper clip lines don't come through. If it's too thin, you'll always see those little paper clip bumpies. And I figured out that if I just add that little extra layer of cardstock, that you won't get that. Then on this one's going to be our back piece. So on this one, I just put a tiny bit of glue, a little bit of the Tombow Mono liquid glue. And it's a multi-purpose adhesive. And we're just wiggling that into place. So we have the top of our pumpkin, and we're going to put our leaf on. And I try to get it so it looks kind of natural. I mean, none of these really look natural, but it's the illusion that it's natural. And I'm just going to put that on with just a dab of the Tombow. You don't want a lot of the Tombow on there because it will kind of get oozy and come out and make a sticky mess. All right, so I'm to the point where I'm going to adhere my paper clip. I used E6000 to make my paper clip stick. This is a real super heavy glue. The Tombow would work, but it would take forever to dry, and you'd need a ton of it. And this kind of tends to ooze out all by itself. And try to get it as close to the center as you can, because it is going to run and spread out, and you don't want, oh, flying pumpkin. All right. And now I will put in my paper clip. I have some black paper clips that look nice with the pumpkin. And you just lay your paper clip into the E6000. Then I'm going to take one more little dib of the Tombow Mono adhesive. And I'm just going kind of a little around the edges so that I don't have a big gap at the top for that to peel apart. Here's one. There would be a space up here about the size of the paper clip if I didn't have that Tombow there. All right, so now we're going to put our top on top of the bottom. Super easy, super simple, super cute. And when that dries, we'll have a whole set of pumpkins. You can actually take these again, put them on greeting cards. You can put dimensionals on the back to raise them up a little bit, but I think I would like one paper clip or two with the larger pumpkin. I did cut a couple extra pieces for that. We'll do just one. I think I've got an idea for those other ones for a card. All right, so I'll do it one more time. E6000, as close to the middle as possible. And remember, this does really ooze out. And I haven't figured out any good way to work with it to keep it from oozing. And believe me, I've tried. Paper clip, lay it in there. Give it a chance to start to set up. It's gonna probably take about 40 minutes to dry, but you just kind of keep going back to it every now and then and just give it a little push. And here we have our front, double layered. Oop, I almost forgot my Tombow. I'm always using Tombow and I almost forgot. That would be a first for me. So you can see you don't need a lot. That little tiny bit is so sticky that you don't need a lot. And I flipped that over by accident, but it didn't take off enough of the E6000 to make a difference. You just need enough to kind of cover your paper clip, and then a little bit extra to adhere the top embellishment to the backing. And there we go. So I have 3 different pumpkin paper clips, And a real quick tip, I always like to give a tip if I have one. I cut, to keep my framelits in place, a piece of, it's like photo magnet, photo magnet paper, so it makes like a magnet photo. And I cut that to fit my little holder. Another thing about Stampin' Up, you know, people always think that I'm such a purist. But another thing about it is that you get these great little folders to keep them in. You cut yourself some of this nice magnet paper, and it holds them in place. You can see them. Your folder closes up. It's got the name on it of the thing. It's even got the item number, so maybe you might want to try to get another one off of eBay or Amazon. And it helps you keep everything organized. So you can get your dies other places, but a lot of them don't have the envelope to keep them in. And I hope that you like our project for today. And I'll be back to show you more embellishments really soon. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.